All right, boys, I'm coming to you live, cruising down 95, heading to Columbia, South Carolina. Now, I was just sitting here thinking, because I ain't got nobody to talk to other than myself, which is what I'm doing now. I was just thinking about our list and the downfalls and the progress and everything that's been going on that list. Trying to figure out what's going to happen this new year. So I thought I'd recap the last several months and give you some insight of what I think might happen. So we don't really know, where anybody stands as far as 1, 2, 3, 4. Even at the bottom of the list, down at the gatekeeper. It's been a while since we've been together. David still tries to claim that he's number one this, number one that. That car that he had at that point, I think it's been sold 3 times since then, so, and he don't own it, so I can't say that he's number one anymore. But what we do know is that Mr. Birch and Mr. O'Meara have got new bullets in their rides, and they both think they are putting some power down, I guess. Just a nice way to say it. Birch there thinks he's going to be the king of NA. In case you don't know, NA means naturally aspirated. In his little Blue Nova. And we haven't figured out what size motor it is. All we do know is that it's a small block. And it could be anywhere from a 400 to a 434. We've had conflicting stories, and we just don't know exactly what it is. But we do know that he says it's fast, and he's got a new rear end, and these new fangled bars on the bottom that's supposed to make it hook up and all this stuff, and he's been practicing a lot, he says. So I guess he's tightening up on his driving skills for the racetrack. So we'll see what that Nova does this year, I'm sure. O'Meara, that boy can't stop laughing enough to concentrate on something. But he's got him a small block also. Same engine builder that Mr. Birch used. And he's kind of given a couple little ideas of what kind of power it's making and what size it is. I don't think his size chart is quite as wide as Birch's. I think he's in a low 400 cubic inch range, we think. But he was also the last one at the engine shop, so we think he may have a little more compression, might we say. And he's also, been talking to Birch and got them old shiny black bars down there at the bottom. They think just because they stick it in the bottom hole that it's gonna, not spin or something, they say. I don't know where they got that from. I think they both look on the internet all day. Whenever they come up to the shop, they got their phone just Googling and searching and Yahoo this and internet that. I mean, I guess they know what they're doing. Mr. Mark Scarborough, he's been doing an awful lot of asking questions and searching and getting off the main text and private texting people and wanting information and all that stuff. He's gathering a lot of information for some reason. Getting prices and how much you pay for that, how much you pay for this. What if you didn't get that? Was it any cheaper? I don't know if he thinks that 396 and that silver Camaro has got anything for these 400 cubic inch guys or not, but or he might have another car. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing, but he's obviously trying to sneak around a little bit and get some information together to do something. I know he's got a whole lot of big block parts that he's been gathering up and buying from people and showing pictures of. So he's staying kind of secretive a little bit. We don't know if he's building a Camaro, a Chevy 2, or an old pickup truck. And let me tell you, he's had a pretty bad pickup truck that'd probably go to #1 as we speak. So don't be surprised if he don't come out with a pickup truck. Maybe he's the farm truck in disguise, I don't know. He has been working on Jimmy Sneaker's Nova a lot lately, trying to get that thing dialed in for Jimmy. Jimmy's, you know, a little skittish about trying to shift that thing on his own and, you know, really drive that car hard. Them northerners, you know, they're moved down south and everything, and they're not quite sure what to think of us down here. And so Mark's trying to give him a little coaching going on and doing burnouts and everything, showing him that his car run and changing converters and changing shift cables 3 or 4 times and working on the carburetor and all this stuff. But I think he's getting close. Just about got it ready, so hopefully Jimmy will be ready. And over on that side of the world, we got Mr. Sit Talk a Lot, Mr. Bull, Mr. Sitting Bull, Mr. Locklear, Big Guns, you know, whatever you want to call him. Cruiser, not a bruiser, whatever. Mr. Archie. Well, Archie was actually number 2 or 3, I think. But something's changed with Archie. I don't know what it is. I don't know if he just got scared. I mean, he's had some really high horsepower cars in the last couple of years that probably hurt us all. But he's turned into a Mr. Pretty Boy. He got his hair jailed back and all the time wearing these shirts that I think he gets out of the teenage section at Walmart. These shiny, thin, tight shirts, you know, to try to show off his arms. I mean, I think he might have I don't know, his arms might be 10, 11 inches round. I don't know. But anyway, you know, he's got a good car. He's got 2 good cars. But I think he's dropping down. I think he's going to fall in somewhere around an 7, 8 spot, something like that. Well, he's just going to, you know, he's going to take it easy off the line so that he don't break nothing and pour the coals on down track and hope that he catches you. But I don't know, Archie. I don't know if there's going to be any more drive-bys. So you may want to go ahead and let that thing eat off the line. I mean, heck, you've got a good piece. You got a real strong piece. You got to be a contender for the NA class for sure. But son, you just got to drive that thing. Down there in the woods, a boy named Giant Killer, I think he goes by Johnny Cyrus. We know he's got his motor apart. Found a hole in the head because it sat around and rusted for so long. He tried to put it on that motor and ran it for about 10 years and could never figure out why it was missing. Finally pulled it apart using water and everything. It had a hole rusted, slammed through the head. But he's got that thing apart, working on it. And to be honest with you, them backwoods boys down there in the country, they'll throw some ugly mess together now, and it'll come out and hurt you. I believe that boy's been around a little bit down there around the racetracks. I think he's got a lot of parts sitting around that shop of his daddy's. And we know he don't like a lot of spray paint. So don't be surprised if he comes out there with a pretty powerful little short block. And I would bet that it's going to be the biggest short block in the class as far as small block. And liable to do something with that old Camaro. And Mr. Steven, you know, he's kind of one of them in-betweens. He's got a little bit of a stroker motor going on, but he's also a cruiser. That big 5.7 is a little big to be, you know, running hard on top end. He's pushing a whole lot of air down there. The aerodynamics isn't all that good on that big brick, but I think he likes hanging out. He's a good cheerleader. I don't believe we're going to get him on the racetrack. I think he's got limitations there, but he'll be a good cheerleader and supporter, that's for sure. And Lance Bryden, the purple people leader, I don't know what he's going to do with that old Cudabago motor. He's trying to put automatic in it now. Maybe he can drive it a little better. Might be a little faster. But I think he's trying to do a little bit of work and hang out with the guys if his wife will let him. Myself, I'm just a downpipe and a dingleberry away from running, fellas. I know there's a lot of tuning to do, Archie. Got a lot of tuning to do. So you can call me out now if you want to. As soon as I get it running, you can call me out. I'll come down there and I'll run without being tuned. You know, it ain't nothing but a couple buttons, a P, a T, a HP, whatever on the keyboard, and you know, I can make some changes. But I do have the smallest motor in the class, and y'all can pick on me, but I think I'll be happy to bring up the middle of the field, you know, 4 or 5, something like that, maybe a 6. Hell, I might get lucky and catch one of y'all high horsepower cars on a bad day and y'all slip up and spin a little bit, and I might be able to beat you that day. And as far as David goes, big boy, well, I don't know about him. He had a pretty good car and he sold it. He's bought 5, 6, 7 other cars since then. Don't know what manufacturer he's going to go with, what he's going to bring to the table. Right now he's pushing a Mustang. Of course, you know, if you don't know nothing else, go back to what you do know, a Mustang. But we have seen some of those Mustangs run, and we know they work at the track. We know they're light, so they can be fast with, you know, just a little horsepower, because it's hard for them to make power. So they go for that, you know, less weight means I'm going faster. And there's a cop sitting right there in the middle of the road. I'm doing all right. But so we don't really know what Bachelor's going to bring, what, you know, what type of power adder. He's had nitrous, supercharged, turbocharged. He might put all 3 together, I don't know. Heck, he might go and buy another car before then. He might buy something that's already going. But all I do know, fellas, is I hope you're working. I hope you're spending money on it. I hope you're searching, getting your information, getting help, getting people to help you work on it, figure it out, tune it, whatever you need to do, because time's running out. You've got a couple months and Go Out Motorsports is going to open up, and it's going to be on. We're going to have a good summer this year. Go to some cruise-ins so we can fit the cruise-in kind of guys, and go to the racetrack, spin some tires, smell some smoke, smell some racing fuel. Heck, some of us are even looking at getting a job at the racetrack. So it ought to be a good year, and I wish all of you luck. I'm heading down south and going to look at another ride. No telling what might happen. So I'll check y'all later. I'm gonna go back just to cruising by myself down the road here, and might stop and help this 18-wheeler that looks like he's burning up on the side of the road. No, he ain't even on the side of the road. He's still riding down the road. Everybody's swerving. You want to see the smoke? Look at the smoke. All right, I'll see y'all later.